This is a quick guide to the paper Implementation Fidelity, Attitudes, and Influence, a novel approach to classifying implementer behavior. This paper was published by Implementation Science Communications in 2022 and was written by Swindle, Rutledge, Martin, and Curran. The aim of this study was twofold: to present data from a mixed method study to illustrate a novel classification approach for implementer types, and examine the changes in implementer behavior in response to tailored implementation support based on the classification approach to assess its value for informing implementation efforts. The study was conducted alongside another project, Together We Inspire Smart Eating, or WISE. It is a nutrition curriculum designed to promote acceptance and intake of 8 target fruits and vegetables. WISE is comprised of 4 evidence-based practices: hands-on food experiences in small groups, use of an owl mascot puppet, teacher role modeling, and positive feeding practices. Early childhood education teachers are the implementers of WISE, and all materials and training are provided by the research team. Previous research on WISE demonstrates increased fruit and vegetable consumption and decreased intake of junk foods in preschoolers. This study is a 2-arm, small-scale, cluster randomized hybrid type 3 implementation trial. It uses ECE centers in southern states over 4 sites with 20 classrooms and 35 teachers. It includes observations of teachers and then categorizing them into categories based on fidelity, attitude, adaptations, and influence. It then turns to interview the teachers with the lowest fidelity to discover where improvements need to be made. The categories formed by the teacher's fidelity, attitude, adaptations, and influence consisted of 4 adopter types. Enthusiastic adopters have an active, positive attitude and high and consistent fidelity. Over-adapting adopters have an active, positive attitude but have low or inconsistent fidelity. In contrast, passive non-adopters have a passive attitude and low to moderate fidelity. Finally, active non-adopters have active negative attitudes and low fidelity. As seen on the figure, we can further classify these as committed and limited implementers. To make this research more applicable for other studies, the 4 adopter types were further broken down into 8 distinct categories based on fidelity, attitude, and influence. These 8 categories are non-adopting active resistor, non-adopting passive resistor, non-adopting passive supporter, non-adopting active supporter, adopting active resistor, adopting passive resistor, adopting active supporter, and adoptive passive supporter. The 4 categories the study looks at specifically have asterisks by them. From this, we were able to determine how to tailor facilitation to either improve fidelity or attitude or maintain each type of implementation. Non-adopting active resistors and non-adopting passive resistors have a negative attitude and no to low fidelity, so the focus needs to be on moving their attitude from negative to positive and making them a supporter. Non-adopting passive supporters and non-adoptive active supporters have positive attitudes and no to low fidelity. The focus for them should be maintaining a supportive attitude and moving fidelity from non-adopter to adopter. Adopting active resistors and adopting passive resistors have negative attitudes and high fidelity, so the focus is on moving their attitude from resisting to supporting and maintaining high fidelity. Adopting active supporters and adopting passive supporters have a positive attitude and high fidelity. The focus for them is maintaining both attitude and fidelity. The goal is to get all participants into this final category block for long-term sustainment. This video has summarized a paper on a classification approach, FAIT, for adopter behaviors that considers adopter fidelity and adaptations, attitude, and influence. FAIT goes beyond categorizing based on speed of adoption and considers more nuance for understanding implementers' response to an implementation effort. Facilitators can use this approach to tailor facilitation strategies toward improved fidelity of implementation.